Hi, I'm Linda Eastburn, and this is Intuitive Journeys. I'm training a team of intuitive remote viewers, and we are on the hunt. We're stealth detectives using only the power of our minds to get real-life answers. When I first started practicing being intuitive, I had just a really interesting, kind of spontaneous moment happen to me. In that spontaneous session that just came through, I couldn't get the words out fast enough. I didn't really know what was happening, but I knew that the words were very clear and very accurate, and my mind and my body just kind of went into overdrive to get this information through to her, and it was really important. It really was a sincere feeling of compassion and love for this person that I didn't even know. I mean, I barely met her, and she was suffering from some illnesses, but I did not know that at the time, and it was as if this information just came streaming through for her. I felt that same sensation once before in my life, but didn't have any idea what it was, and it was actually in church. We were in kind of a revival type of meeting, and I was asked to say a prayer, and when I did, I just kind of went into overdrive in this just deep, deep, deep love and sincerity for humanity, really, and it was just overwhelming to me. So I think that a lot of this work that I've done in the intuitive field really has been about compassion. It's about deep love and compassion I have, and empathy for the state of the world and for people, and it's all been about that. And I know we're going to do some kind of fun and games, but at the end of the day, I hope what you take away from the show is really about how good this can be and how much good information can come out of it. Do we really have a crop circle? Well, we don't really know if we have a crop circle, but we had to do our homework. We had to do our research to find out if we did or not. I contacted Nancy Talbot. She's with BLT Research Team, one of the top crop circle research companies in the country. She was on my radio show years ago, so I called her. She kind of led us through the steps that are required to understand if we really have a crop circle or if we're just dealing with some other phenomena. She told me to look at the nodes on the plants, get some soil samples and have those analyzed, look at the electromagnetic fields in the area, look at a compass, and just in general understand the weather conditions that day. So we did all of that. We gathered the plants, and sure enough, here we go. Inside the circle, there was an expanded node, which is an indication of a microwave blast that generally causes a crop circle. Outside the circle, they're straight as they can be. Inside the circle, they're bent. They're expanded, rather, not just bent. They're expanded into something that is unusual. It's an expanded node. Only a microwave blast will cause that. And that can form a pattern. And the pattern in this case was a simple pattern, just a circle. We also gathered soil. We had to track down a microscope so we could look at it. According to Nancy, if it's a real crop circle, we'll often find the heat from a microwave blast will cause little iron particles to melt, and they form an unusual spherical kind of look. Substance itself.
Oh my.
What?
Everything just goes flying.
Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding. I gotta see this. I did send samples off to have them analyzed, however, soil samples. We got that information back. Obviously, here you can see there is quite a difference between inside the circle and outside the circle. Even though these are just a few feet apart. It's not that far apart, but obviously there's a difference. Now, David did point out that this was not straight line winds. And of course, we didn't see any evidence of wind that day anyway from the weather report. But it wasn't in a straight line. It was in a circle, so it wasn't straight line winds. Also, this was on higher ground, so it wasn't water that recedes and can sometimes form a circle in a yard. Wasn't that. It probably wasn't a microblast either, because those travel And there were no other plants in the yard other than this circle where anything was damaged. But the real test was the dog sniffing test. The owner's dog would not go in the circle for weeks after that circle formed. Why? Don't know, but, eventually I guess he'll go back in there, but not for a time. If you remember, in episode 4, we did an intuitive remote viewing session for Instrumental Furnishings, a very unique business. Well, here's all the good stuff that's happened since.
Hey, brother!
Drum day?
Drum day! What happened was we said, we're going to start taking instruments and giving them to kids. And people came out of the woodwork. They brought, and you know what, the very first thing we were donated most? Drums. We had a room full of drums in days. You just go through, if you can use something, great. If you can't, then it finally needs to be done away with. I think once you start doing a brass one, I think you'll love it.
Terry, how did you come to know about Play It Forward?
All through him.
I posted a thing because I've been asking for years I said, if we could find somebody that wants to make lamps or art out of the unused instruments.
And I freaked out.
And he called me. He said, I'm the guy. Oh, this is yeah. He's a good man. He just showed up and said, hi.
Next episode, our team remote views a location, and then we take a big field trip and see how accurate they are. If you like the show today, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.